Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. We're going to make Bredie or Bredie. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a South African Cape Malay dish. I'm sure I haven't pronounced that right. One of you guys are going to get onto me and let me know, correct me. Beautiful. We've got a nice lamb, tomato, potato stew basically with some incredible spices in it. Absolutely delicious. Takes a little while but really worth it. Let's get on with it. So we're going to get straight in on this one. So I've got my pan here. I've got my new cast iron pan, by the way, which I'm using, a nice deep one. You can use any pan. I've got some oil in there. I'm using a sunflower oil. And we're going to go straight in with our lamb or our mutton. I've got 750 grams here of a nice stewing lamb. You can use any part of the lamb you want. I've got a little bit of fat in there. And I've got a few bones in there, which is perfect for this. What we're going to do is we're going to go for about 8 minutes and get some beautiful colour on this. We are on and above medium heat. And there we go, got a nice bit of colour on there. A long way to go still. Now some people would take the meat out, do the next process and add the meat in. I'm going to go straight in. So for me, I'm going to go with 2 nice sized chopped onions. I'm using a white onion. I've got a tablespoon here of chopped garlic. And so many different recipes for this. Some people would put some bay leaf in. Some people put cloves, some people wouldn't. We're going to put the whole lot. So I'm going to go with some dried chilli. Some people would put fresh chilli in, but I like the dried in there. Bay leaf. And then here we go. We've got cinnamon stick, black peppercorns, cardamom, green cardamom pods, and the cinnamon. That is really good. So, bay leaf, black peppercorns, cloves, cinnamon, cardamom. Like I say, some people would only put one of each of these in, or maybe none of them. But we're going for the whole lot here. Okay, again, we're going to stay on this heat, which is an above medium heat. And I'm going to go for about another 6 minutes. Great stuff, and those onions are cooking down really nicely. I'm going to get some salt in there now to taste, and then black pepper. And it's a surprising amount of black pepper. It's not a lot. It's a couple of teaspoons of black pepper. Some people even put more in than that. Now, next one, I'm going to go tomatoes. This is a tomato dish. I'm using fresh tomatoes first. Then we're going to be using some tomato paste. So let's first of all work these in and cook them down. It's going to take about another 5 or 6 minutes. Stirring often. Yeah, some people just use tinned tomatoes. Some people only use fresh tomatoes. Some people only use paste, tomato paste. But I'm going to go, as you can see, with the fresh tomatoes and the tomato paste. I think that kind of works out a bit better for me, but it's up to you. Loads of people do this in a very different way. They've got their own preference. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Keep it moving. This is going to be absolutely wonderful. In fact, it already is. Beautiful. These tomatoes are cooking down really nicely. We've got some fantastic flavours happening in there. What we're going to do now is add some water. What's that? 2-3 cups of water. Now what I'll do now is I want to cook this out, so I'm going to just leave it for like 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. Stay on this kind of above medium heat. What I want to do is cook it until that water kind of evaporates out, gets a little bit dry, you know, not fully dry, but just a touch. And in that time, what's going to happen is the mutton, the lamb, or even beef, you can make this with beef, will cook and get nice and tender. Give it a stir every now and then. Beautiful. So as you can see, that's reducing down. It's actually quite a nice thick sauce now, thickening really nicely. Okay, next up, we're going to add some sugar. Now, I like to add brown sugar to this. Traditionally, I think a lot of people just use white sugar. And I've put in like 2 tablespoons. Some people would put loads in, like really tons of it. I don't like it that sweet. And then we're going to go with tomato paste. And that goes. About 250 grams here of tomato paste. Let's give that a mix and see what the consistency looks like. Well, that's looking good. That's looking pretty good. Right, next up, our potatoes. I've peeled these potatoes, washed them. They're in there, nice and chunky. Nice big fat fellows in there. Now some people I've seen put carrots in with this, pumpkin, and any other bits really to bulk it out. I'm going just with the potatoes. And regarding the spices, there's also, I've seen people put ginger in this, I've seen people put thyme in it, coriander. So there are, you know, huge amounts of variance on this particular stew. I'm going to add a tad more water because I like this consistency. And again, some people have it really, it looks like a soup. Some people have it a bit more like we're doing it here today, which is a bit more thick. But what we want to do now is cook this for, it's probably going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. We want the potatoes to be tender. And I think we're done. Give it a stir every now and then. If it gets too dry, add a little bit more water. By the way, I'm using water, but you could be using a stock like a lamb, chicken, vegetable, or beef stock. But yeah, water's enough for me. I think we've already got some beautiful flavors in there. See you soon. Okay, off goes the heat. That's done. It's beautiful. Those potatoes are nicely cooked now. I'll be serving that with some white rice. Delicious. And there she goes, absolutely wonderful. Got some beautiful flavors in there. Like I say, tons of different ways of making it. This is the version that I've done. I hope you enjoy that. White rice, get it ready. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, please. Do give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment and say hi. We do like to hear from you. We'll see you very soon. Lots of love.